Hello dear children. So today in this video I'll be explaining 3 of the topics in continuation with the chapter called magnetic effects of current that we were doing before. So actually the topic next, which is called Lorentz force, we have studied about this force earlier also. So actually what do we mean by Lorentz force? The force experienced by a charged particle when it is placed both in electric and magnetic field. Suppose a charged particle enters a field where electric and magnetic both the fields are present, then the total force that is experienced by the charged particle is called as Lorentz force. So Lorentz force will be having the sum of two forces. Lorentz force given as F vector will be the sum of two forces Fe vector plus Fb vector, meaning the force by electric field and the force by magnetic field at the same time. So force by electric field, suppose we are discussing first force first of all. So if E is electric field vector, Q is the charge experiencing the force, then electric field vectors you will say exert a force of QE vector on the charged particle. Direction will be in the same direction. Now coming to the second force in magnetic field, suppose the magnetic field is B vector and charged particle is moving with velocity V vector, then the force is QV cross B. So when you will sum up these two forces, so Lorentz force will sum up to QE vector plus QV vector cross B vector. If you have to take Q as common, then it will be E vector plus V vector cross B vector. So if we have to find out the net direction where the charged particle is going to move, we can discuss two different cases for that concept or that context. So case 1 will be, suppose electric field vector, velocity vector and magnetic field vector all are parallel, or you can say they are collinear. So if they are collinear, we say the force due to electric field would be present, that it will not be equal to 0, but the force due to magnetic field will become 0. Why so? Because V and B cross product, and cross product of two vectors, as we all know, is equal to 0 if they are parallel to each other. So here those two forces are parallel, so Fb vector will be 0. That means velocity, if parallel to electric field, then charged particle will accelerate, and velocity, if anti-parallel, suppose anti-parallel, because if they are collinear, there is always a possibility that charged particle can be anti-parallel also, then charged particle will retard. Then this is the case that will happen. Now coming to case number 2 also. So in case 2, what will be the concept? If electric field vector, V vector and B vector are mutually perpendicular to each other, such that F vector, that means Fe vector plus Fb vector somehow sum up to 0. For example, if electric field vector is acting on the right hand side, then magnetic field vector's force should act on the left hand side, such that both the two forces cancel each other, and magnitude should be same, the direction should be opposite. Only then they both can cancel with each other. If the cancellation of this kind happens, then what will be the mathematical? It will be QE vector plus V cross B. V cross V will be equal to sine 90. Sine 90 is 1. So it will be E vector, rather remove the vector, then it will be E plus VB is equal to 0. Removing the minus sign also, because minus sign only tells us the direction. Then if the charged particle's velocity is equal to E by B, only this situation will arise only when the velocity vector will be equal to electric field divided by magnetic field. So this particle having this velocity will move as such without the application by any of the force. So the concept that we studied just now is the concept of velocity filter. Is the concept of what? Velocity filter. Now in continuation, moving to the another topic that is important as a 3-mark topic for your exams is force on a current carrying conductor which is placed in a magnetic field. So first of all, children, you must aim to find out the equation, aim to find out the force. It will be IL cross B, or it will be equal to ILB sine theta. So finding out this force is our aim. Now I'll be explaining that how this force will be calculated. So suppose first of all, current carrying conductor, suppose the cylindrical shape of the wire is drawn in a magnified manner, and this is the cylindrical shape of the wire. So the current flowing through the axis is given as I. The current is flowing in this direction. Where the magnetic field is, you can suppose the magnetic field to be present here. Magnetic field makes an angle theta with the direction of current, or say with the direction of length of this conductor. What are the notations that we are going to discuss in this particular case? First of all, angle theta. Angle theta is angle made between current and magnetic field. Then what is B vector? It is the magnetic field itself. What is L? It is the length of the conductor. What is capital A? Capital A will be the area of cross section. Area of cross section. Suppose this is radius r, then area A will be equal to pi r square, because cross section is circular in shape. Now suppose one more thing, small n. Small n is number density of electrons. Obviously the electrons are flowing inside this wire, so number density of electron. Then what will be the number of electrons flowing inside it? It will be equal to number into volume. Then what is the volume of a cylindrical substance? Is equal to number into area into third dimension, because volume is always equal to area into third dimension for a 3-dimensional figure. So this is one of the point that we'll be discussing later. So coming to first point, what are the velocities of electrons? If current is flowing in this direction, then electrons might be flowing in this direction. And the velocity with which the electrons are flowing is termed as the drift velocity. And direction of drift velocity will be drawn here, Vd, drift velocity. Then what should be the force? Force that is applicable on a single electron. It will be equal to QV vector cross B vector. Charge is electron, so you can write it to be EV cross B vector. I'll not be placing a minus sign with it because it will create a kind of confusion in your mind. So I'll not be using that minus sign here. So force on a single electron is this. Then how many electrons are present inside it? I stated earlier, number of electrons is capital N. Then total force on all the electrons will be equal to NF. Total force acting on the wire is NF. N, value of N you can open it to be NaL. Further, value of F, EV cross B. What is V? V means Vd, drift velocity. So coming to one more point, that this is NEA. We'll open this equation. I'll be writing a sine theta with it. NEA L, right? VD B, then this is sine theta. Now collect some of the values, collect some of the quantities from here. NEAVD. We have discussed earlier, NEAVD is equal to the current. In unit number 2 you have studied this. So replacing it with current, what do we have? we have I L B sine theta. So L is not a vector quantity, but if L is multiplied with the current, then the direction of current will be equal to direction of L vector. Now magnetic field, what is the angle between L vector and magnetic field? It is equal to theta. Then first vector, second vector, sine of angle between them, meaning it is the cross product of them. So the answer comes out to be I L cross B. So this is our answer. We aimed to find out this answer. Then we'll discuss some of the special cases. Quickly we shall discuss the special cases. Suppose number 1 is theta is equal to 0. What do we mean by theta is equal to 0? It means if current and magnetic field are in the same direction. If the current and magnetic field are in the same direction, or you can at the same time suppose theta to be 180 degree also. If current and magnetic field are in opposite direction, then force will be equal to 0, because L cross B, sine theta, sine 0 or sine 180 both are equal to 0. So no force would be acting on that current carrying wire. So we'll discuss case number 2. This was case 1. Discuss case 2. It will state, suppose theta is equal to 90 degree. Theta 90 degree, then force will be equal to I L B sine 90. Sine 90 is equal to 1. So force will be I L B. This will be the maximum amount of force which can act on a wire carrying current in the direction of, carrying current placed in a magnetic field, but both should be perpendicular to each other, meaning the current and the magnetic field should be perpendicular to each other. Only then the force will be equal to maximum. Now we'll make use of this concept in the next topic. We'll have 2 straight wires in that topic. Let's discuss that one. So the name of the next topic is force between 2 parallel wires carrying current. Now previously the topic that we discussed, then direction of F vector, that I L cross B, direction of F vector, direction of force can be given by the right hand rule. What do the right hand rule state? Place your right hand in the direction of length, move towards the magnetic field through smaller angle, thumb will give you the direction of magnetic field. So suppose if in the previous concept length was here, magnetic field was here. So place the right hand in the direction of length, move towards magnetic field through smaller angle, thumb upwards. That means in that case the wire is acted upon by a force which picks the wire upwards, meaning wire experiences a force in the upward direction. Now coming to this topic. So as it explains, you need to find out the force उन 2 parallel linear conductors में which carry current. Now you will place 2 linear conductors, but in doing this topic, initially the 2 conductors might have the current in the same direction, the 2 conductors might have the current in opposite direction. Only these 2 cases can occur. The mathematical answer, the force in both the cases will be equal to same. That we'll find out the force only in a single case, but we'll find out the direction of force in both the cases. So let's move on to the topic. In the topic we'll be supposing first wire comes first and after some time the second wire is kept parallel to it. Now suppose this is a wire, first wire, name of the wire you can write to be 1, right? At any point P from the wire, at any point P from the wire, and the distance of this point P from the wire can be supposed to be A or R, whatever is convenient. Let's say it is equal to R. The current in the wire is I1. Then this current carrying wire produces a magnetic field at point P. We have discussed it in the Ampere circuital law earlier. So at point P, magnetic field due to 1 at point P. What is the value of that magnetic field? I can write the magnetic field to be BP, will be equal to mu naught upon 4 pi 2 into current divided by distance. This was the formula We have studied in Ampere circuital law. You can look for that video also, in which we studied that formula. Now, finding out the direction of this magnetic field. To find out its direction, what will be the case? Place your right hand in the direction of current. Move to the point of interest through smaller angle. You can place the right hand in the direction of current like this, or like this. How should I keep it? If I'll keep it, fingers will curl in inwards direction, but point P is here. If I'll keep right hand here, if I'll curl the fingers will curl to point P through larger angle, but you should curl the fingers through the smaller angle. The right hand, point P, smaller angle, meaning at point P, value of magnetic field is in the plane of paper. Now, how will you show it in the plane of paper? You can draw a cross here, showing that the magnetic field is in the plane, and you can write it here also, in the plane of paper. Now suppose, as a story, first wire was here, first wire made some of the magnetic field at point P. Now another wire carrying the current is placed at point P. Let the other wire carries a current in the same direction, and the current is I2. Then what will be the force experienced by this current carrying wire? You will discuss this formula. Now, wire 2 carrying I2 placed perpendicular, because current is here, magnetic field is inwards. Current is here, magnetic field is inwards. Both are perpendicular. Wire 2 carrying I2 placed perpendicular to magnetic field at P. What will be the force experienced by it? Force experienced by wire 2 will be equal to formula. This formula is I L B sine 90. What is the current of this wire? I2. What is the length of this wire? Suppose the length is L. What is the magnetic field that we are discussing? P. BP. Sine 90 is 1. Now, simplifying this equation, I2 L, put the value of BP. BP is mu naught upon 4 pi 2I1 over R. Sine 90 is equal to 1. Then F2, force experienced by wire 2 per unit length, will be given as mu naught over 4 pi 2 I1 I2 upon R. You can find out this formula in the same case. This is the same force experienced by first wire per unit length, and in both the cases it will be same. Either the currents are flowing in same direction or the currents are flowing in opposite direction. Now firstly, we shall find out the direction. We'll find out the direction in case 1. Direction number 1, if current is same direction, then what will be the direction of force experienced? So finding out the force. Now we'll apply this rule. Place the right hand in the direction of length or current, both, because both are in the same direction. Move to magnetic field through smaller angle. Now do it. Current's direction right hand, magnetic field in the plane, go towards the plane, in the plane. Then thumb is in this direction, meaning the force experienced is here. Force F experienced is here. And similarly, if other case were there, so the force will be, if you will just find out the force on this wire, it will come out to be here. So meaning, if the current in the two parallel wires is in the same direction, they'll attract each other. Now I'll discuss the second case also. Second case, current upwards, I1. Let's say point P is here. Magnetic field at point P will be in the plane, because the case was as the previous one. Suppose a wire carrying current I2 is placed here in opposite direction. Current in the wire is I2. So what will be the direction of force experienced by this now? Now the current is downwards here. So if the current is downwards, you have to move in the plane of paper. So what will we do? We'll do right hand in the direction of current, move inwards. So direction of force will be away. Direction of force will be away. And if you could do the same practice on this wire also, the force will be experienced in this direction. Meaning, if current in two parallel wires, current in two parallel wires is in opposite direction, then they both would repel each other. Repel each other. So as you have seen, mathematical of this equation is not at all tough, but you will write some of the introduction that the two wires are placed parallel, and then you will be finding out the force between these two wires. So now using this equation, because finally we have got an equation, now using this equation we must define 1 ampere, because it is very much, you can say, importantly written in your syllabus. So we'll define 1 ampere using this formula. So what is the formula? I'll write the formula again. The formula that states two wires are kept parallel to each other. If two wires are kept parallel to each other, wires carry current, force experienced per unit length is given by mu naught upon 4 pi 2 I1 I2 divided by R. Now to define current, firstly you should suppose, number 1, you should suppose current 1 and current 2 wires have the same current. Suppose that current is 1 ampere. The distance between two wires, the parallel distance between two wires, you should suppose to be 1 meter. 1 meter. 1 ampere, 1 ampere, 1 meter. And now put down the values. And length of the wire also 1 meter. You can suppose it to be 1 meter, or either later on you can write it to be per meter. Then what will be the force per unit length? I am not putting the value of L to be 1 meter. Value will be 10 to the power minus 7 into 2 into 1 into 1 divided by 1. So force per unit length will be equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7. Units रहेंगे Newton per meter. Then defining 1 ampere. 1 ampere is that much current which, when flowing through each of the two parallel wires placed in free space because we have taken mu naught, at distance of 1 meter from each other, will attract or repel. Obviously, if the current is flowing in the same direction, they will attract. If flowing in opposite direction, they will repel. With a force of 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 Newton. You also can write per meter, or you can say that the length of the wire is equal to 1 meter. You can use either of the terms. So it is a very important point that you people should learn. So complete definition is to be learned by you. Thank you.